Hello and welcome back to today's Hustle Castle donkey video. Within this one, we'll be looking at the top 5 things you can get from this donkey, plus some things to avoid and some things to consider. This video is actually being brought about because someone left a comment asking what are the best items to get from this, and that actually gave me the idea of asking you guys whether you'd like to be seeing this video. So I wanted at least 10 people to say yes to actually understand if enough people wanted to see this, and you guys smashed it with 16 votes saying yes. So thank you to everyone that voted, and your opinion really does matter on what videos get made on this channel. So with that out of the way, let's get to the donkey and have a look at the best things you should be getting. The first one is going to be premium. It's very rare that you hear from me saying you should be spending money on this game, but premium really is a great benefit to have to actually make this game more enjoyable. And especially when it's half price from the donkey, I would always try and get it as soon as this donkey comes around, because then you can roughly always continue your premium at a discounted price. The second thing you should be getting from the donkey, and this will actually set you up for the rest of the video, and that will be for spending resources in buying you diamonds. You can spend gold, wood and iron, and this will get you 300 diamonds, which will give you a nice little boost for now or even the next time the donkey comes around where you get to do it again. So this next one is the first item you can get from my top 5 list, and that is going to be the Spring Spirit gear. This item is going to be great if you want to deal damage back to the enemy if they was to be dealing damage to your fighter. Once they take so much damage, they'll deal pure damage to all enemy archers and stun them for 1.5 seconds, and if there are no archers present, then the effect will be applied to mages, and then if no mages, then it'll be the same to warriors. This item I really do believe should be in everybody's squads if they get the chance, as this just can deal a really good amount of damage back to the enemy, depending on obviously who it hits, but either way it's pure damage, and because it can stun, it is just a fantastic item to go for. The fourth item on the list is going to be the Trent's Friend Ring. Now again, this item is great for dealing damage, and this one deals it to the enemy that deals the greatest damage as well. This person will take 65,000 magic damage, which is already a good start, and then that enemy and all enemies within a small radius around that target will be set on fire. They take 57,600 damage and have the healing rate reduced by 65% for 3 seconds. That means a single person who's going to be dealing the most damage on the enemy team will be taking over 100,000 damage, obviously depending if you're from room 10 or above, but either way that person's going to be taking a lot of damage, having the healing reduced during that time as well, and allies near that fighter can also get taken damage as well. So again, it's another high damage item. Again, I'll be trying to put in anybody's team, especially in your gem based squad as well. The last item on my top 5 list is going to be the Autumn Spirit Plate Mail. Now this item in particular can have some issues with how it's described, as in it is only a once in a while, but if this item was to begin at the start of battle, then this would have been an absolute fantastic item to go for, but either way this is still going to be useful, especially for long encounters. Basically, this unit will take 50% of the damage instead of all allies, and that also means they're going to take an incredible amount of damage, and since the Dragonborn is still out, it's not really going to be as effective as it could have been, but at the same time, if you're going to be anyone below Throne Room 10 and you're not facing anyone with Dragonborn, this item is going to be a great choice to go for in keeping your whole team alive when you can just make this guy tank it up, especially now when you've got gems, elixirs and specializations to really amplify their defenses. So there is a caveat when it comes to this donkey. Opening up these chests will cost lots of diamonds just to get something random, and I have done many test runs with opening these chests and found you need to pay around 7 to 8 chests on average to get something special. This also means you need to weigh up your options. Are there a lot of things from the chest that you actually don't care for or need? Or are there around 2 to 3 things that you actually really want and think that could really benefit your team? Then that could actually make some sense to give it a try. But even though the average was between 7 to 8, it really doesn't mean it's going to be guaranteed between that amount or even less. The worst case I've had before, I had to pay for 15 chests until I got something unique, so please keep this in mind. And also talking about that, we're actually going to move on to things you should be avoiding to not be wasting your diamonds, and that actually includes the chests with the new rewards. It doesn't matter which chests we're going to be talking about, either of the 220 chests are going to be the same, and when you actually look at the items, there is a wide range of items that you can get. Now remember, you need to purchase these 7 to 8 times just to get one unique reward, and again that is only the average. Going between these two chests and opening them up to see how long it took before I got something unique, these were the numbers that I came across when and open them up. It took me 8 times the first time to get something unique, then 2, then 12 and then 8. So again, the average is still between 7 to 8 times, and that means you're going to need to spend anywhere between 1,540 to 1,760 diamonds. Now you have to really put that in perspective. Is that worth it for something random, whether that's going to be a skin, an amulet, or just something you actually don't need like a totem if you've already got some better ones? So for me, these are going to be the major thing to avoid, as they've actually given you too many options of items to go for. And if you really do have a lot of diamonds to spend and want to get some good items, consider going for the top chest for 710 diamonds at Throne Room 11 if there are at least 2 items that you think can benefit you, and even 3 just to give you a better chance of getting something good. The next things to avoid would be legendary items for diamonds. Now for most of you, I can assume you already know that these are really bad purchases to make, but for anyone that's maybe just seen the donkey for the first time, or maybe have saved up 10,000 diamonds, honestly getting these arena items are really not going to be worth it. Whether you go for an armor or weapon soul, honestly it doesn't improve them in their stats by getting them through the donkey, they're going to be the same, and they are really not worth spending that amount of diamonds, even down to the 1,000 for a legendary amulet or ring. The one major reason why these aren't going to be worth it is because you can earn better items through an event, which could be just a few weeks down the line, so honestly save your diamonds, don't touch these at all. The next banned value is actually going to be the Goblin Assistant. You certainly don't need to be paying for money to get this goblin. If you really need to, you could buy the diamonds just below it and then head to the market and actually purchase it from over there. And either way you can still earn this through events, so really don't spend that £4.59 or whatever currency it is for yourself. Paying for the goblin here is just a total waste of money. The last one out of the major things to avoid will be paying for blue gems with diamonds. Not only is the value terrible in earning you something good, but over the course over 1 or 2 months, you could easily be replacing these gems for purples, so it just doesn't make sense to be spending for diamonds when you can get them so easily from the gem bay. Even if you are struggling in the gem bay, there are different ways on how you can figure out on getting further in the gem bay without spending on diamonds. Now even though we talk about some of the best things you can get from this donkey, they're not always guaranteed. So here are some other options that might be better for you, as they are more certain to get. Firstly, if you want to get legendary manuscripts, firstly pay for the 320 diamond chests first, and then once they are fully bought out, then go for the Particles of Light for 700 diamonds. This just works out slightly better for yourself overall if all you wanted to get was legendary manuscripts. When it comes to events, having apple chests are really going to be great for getting the most out of, like, let's say rune events, or even the portal if that's just something you'd like to really grind out. And even though apple chests didn't make my top 5 lists, buying apple chests can really be useful to anyone who likes to spend a lot of time on the game and really get the most out of their events. But that also goes the same in the opposite effect. If you only played this game a small amount, maybe deploy here and there, do a couple of invasions, then this actually wouldn't be worth spending the diamonds for these chests, because you're unlikely to grind future events really hard to actually get all your apples depleted, watching those adverts and then going down to those chests. So save your diamonds for something a bit more special rather than getting those apples. The last random thing you'll want to be buying is the materials chests. I would spend 15 million if I had the chance, and even the 1.2 million mana if I really wanted to start building sets. Everyone that has been building ancient sets would have come across that point of where they're waiting for certain materials so then they can finish off that particular set. So even though they are really expensive to get this chest, they can also go a long way in improving your game and overall giving you a better experience of the game. So that is my top 5 list and a couple other things to talk about. I really hope you did enjoy this donkey video. If you have any other questions on this donkey or about particular items you might want to go for, then obviously leave them down below and I'll try and get back to you quick enough before it leaves. And if you did like this video, it could be worth checking out these previous donkey videos I've done it on before to really see how many diamonds you have to spend before you get unique items over a more broad spectrum of chests that I've opened. And as always, thank you for watching.